Hey everyone, and welcome to Action Alianza Letranista Skillshare. Skillshare is Alianza's initiative of providing educational content that aims to help youth learn and acquire new skills to help them in different areas of their lives. This will run in a series of video, and this would be the first episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. But before we start, let me introduce myself first. I am Jasper Jed B. Gueco. I am a premier field engineer and also a Microsoft Education Ambassador for Microsoft Philippines. And I'm also a graduate student at the Ateneo de Manila University. I was once a part-time IT instructor in Colegio de San Juan de Letran, and I'm your speaker for today's episode because I'm a proud alumnus of Acción Alianza Letranista. I was the IT senatorial candidate back in academic year 2011 to 2012. And for the first episode, I am going to teach you how you could shift from traditional bookbinders, like what you're seeing right now, into digital notebook. So let's go. And the digital notebook that we'll be focusing for today is OneNote. OneNote is a Microsoft note-taking application, and as the term would imply, it allows you to take down notes. Like what I said in the previous slide, it's like your what we call as notebook binders, or let's say Cattleya binders, if you're on a certain brand. And then each binder contains different notebooks or filler as others would say, and it contains different notes from your different classes. Like for example, if you are an IT student, you'll probably have classes on programming, networking, infrastructures, and so on, and you have those notes in your different notebook fillers. OneNote is like that. It's just that it's digital. Okay, so inside OneNote you can create notebooks, and within notebooks you can create section. Don't worry, later on I'll show it to you. Now, just to give you an overview, OneNote has been there since 2002. It's actually part of the Office suite, but no one, well, not no one, but not everyone knows OneNote. And I hope on this video I'll be able to share on how you could utilize it because it's a really wonderful application. In fact, it is one of my favorite applications in the Office suite. OneNote is actually free. So if you have a Microsoft account, you'll have the access on OneNote. And because OneNote can essentially be saved on OneDrive, all you have to do is go to OneNote.com. Again, you need a Microsoft account for you to have a free OneNote. Microsoft account can be your previous at hotmail.com, at live.com, or right now it's or presently it's what they called as at outlook.com. So let me just quickly show it to you of how the website would look like and how you would sign up for your free OneNote. And before we go there, let me just focus your attention on the slide that you're seeing right now. As you would notice, OneNote can actually be used on different applications. So meaning you can use it on your laptop, you can use it on your tablet, and you can use it on your phone. Meaning your notes can be used anywhere at any time and on any devices. Let me start with creating a Microsoft account for OneNote. Okay, so what you're seeing right now is an Edge browser. So I'm going to type here onenote.com. Okay, so you'll have to wait a few seconds for it to load. Okay, and then from here, you can click on sign up. And then if you don't have a new account, you'll have to click on get new email. Okay, once you've created your account, by the way, I didn't show you the actual process of creating OneNote because, well, it's a simple activity, like you would just sign up for a new email. So here you'll see your different notebooks inside OneNote. So I already have plenty of notebooks inside OneNote.com. So this is my notebooks, and then I'm gonna create one here, and I'm gonna name it ACT1B because this is my section, first year section when I was in IT and Letran. So shout out to ACT1B 2008. Oops, nakakalabasan na ng age. So currently, um, I am now creating notebook. So we'll just have to wait a few seconds from here to create a notebook. So right now I'm opening my OneNote on my browser, which is what I'm currently using is Edge, but you can use different browser. If you have Chrome or Firefox, that will do. So right now, I'm gonna rename this one. It has a default section, so we call this section since it's quick note. So I rename it as IT 101, and then I'm gonna create another section. So since, for example, this is a first year college student, may mga minor subjects pa yan, so I would add in here Philippine history, and what else? So, ano pa ba? Wait. Philippine literature. Oops. Sorry, let me just retype here. Philippine literature. So, like what I've said, so those are your sections. So on your sections, you can actually create in or create section for each of your subjects. So I could add in here another major subject in social networking. And then under each section, you have your pages. So probably it is my first day of class. So I could add here on my first pages, first day of class. And then, for example, after the first day of class, we have already some topics. So for example, here in the Philippine history section, on the second page, I could add the pre-colonial period. In IT 101, I can also do the same. I can add here first day, and then I could probably add in details of my subject. So I could probably add in my teacher's name. I'm going to add in my time, the room assignment, and if there are house rules or class rules inside, I can also write it on my first day. And on the second day, so probably the teacher will give you an assignment for the first day, and then you can also add here assignment number 1. And then I can put it on subpage so to indicate that that assignment is under the first day, so it was given to us in the first day. And as you would notice, you wouldn't really forget because there's a time and there's a date underneath the title of your page. Now I've shown you OneNote in your browser. Let me show you on how it looks like on different devices. Previously, I shared with you OneNote running on a browser. So I was specifically using Microsoft Edge. And like what I've said, you can use any browsers that you would want. But if you're going to be using Windows 10, there's actually a built-in Windows 10 application, OneNote for Windows 10 application that you can use. And this is what I'm using right now. So you can click on your name on the upper right to validate if you are signed in. If you're not, let me just zoom it here. If not, you'll just have to click on this one and then log in with the account that you created earlier. Now from here, you can click on this notebook and then you can see some of your notes. If it is not yet there, click on more notebooks and then click on ACT1B. So this is the notebook that we created on the browser. So you'll have to wait a few seconds and it will open the notebook that we created earlier. So as you would notice, the look and the feel from the browser is almost similar with the application. You can see the sections on the left side. Okay, so I'm going to click Philippine history here. And on the right side are the pages of your notebook. So again, it's basically has the same feel and look inside the browser. So if you installed your Office on your Windows 10 device, like your Word, PowerPoint, and Excel, it comes with OneNote. So this is the OneNote that comes with your Office suite. So it is slightly different, as you would notice. On the left side are your notebooks. So here are the open notebooks that I have here. And then I can verify my sign in on the upper right, and then I can click on File and then Open to open or search for the notebook that we've created earlier. So I'm going to open the ACT1B notebook. So again, it will take a few seconds to load. And as you would notice, once it's loaded, the design is slightly different. So the sections are on the upper part of the notebook instead of on the left side. So you can actually rearrange this section depending on your preference, but you can also arrange that on the other application. And then as you would notice, the pages are also on the different side of the application as it is on the right side. So let me just open to you the OneNote for Windows 10 application to have a quick comparison. So again, there's a slight difference in the design of the application, but if you will ask me which one should I use, well, it really depends upon your preferences because the core feature of OneNote are basically available already on different version. But for this specific video, we'll be focusing on the installed um, OneNote, which comes with the installed Office suite. So this is what you're seeing right now. But then again, I will be jumping in different versions of OneNote so that you'll see comparison on its view. So and now this is OneNote on smartphones. I am actually using an iPhone here. So I'm just gonna press on OneNote and then I can see my notebooks here and then I'm opening up my ACT1B note. And then again, the sections that we've created on the browser, on the Windows 10 applications are here, as well as the pages. So I'm currently using the dark mode of the OneNote, that's why it's dark, but you can switch it up to light mode, so the background will be white. So this is OneNote on an iPhone. So what I'm going to be doing next is I'm going to put a side-by-side comparison of OneNote in your Windows 10 and then OneNote in your iPhone. So what's great about OneNote is that it's actually just one notebook. So whichever I'm going to be typing on my Windows 10 OneNote. So for example, teacher's name, Jasper Jed B. Gueco. I know that's me, but this is just an example. So I'm going to be typing on the subject IT 101, Introduction to Information tech, technology, and then I'm gonna refresh my iPhone here, and as you would notice, it has been synced there. So I'm gonna continue on writing my section ACT 1B, my schedule Tuesday and Thursday, and then my time 8 a.m. to 12 noon. So as you would notice, it automatically syncs on my iPhone, and then I'm gonna type in CL2 as my classroom. Windows 10 command like Control C and Control V will also work on OneNote. So as you would notice right now, I copy pasted my OneNote rules on this OneNote notebook on Windows 10 and it automatically syncs to my OneNote on my iPhone. Now we're going to be adding more on our notebook. We can also draw, sketch, and add files. So we've been discussing on how OneNote is so good in typewritten notes. So let me just show you another way of taking down notes on OneNote. You can actually draw if you have compatible devices. So if you have a laptop like what I'm using right now, which is a touch screen laptop, I can actually choose a pen here and then choose a color and then I could actually start drawing if I'm gonna press on draw with touch, and then instead of drawing let me just actually type or right here hello, and then after that I'm gonna click on ink to text and boom, as you would notice it actually converts my ugly handwriting into an actual text. So speaking of compatible devices, I actually have here my Galaxy Note, and I can actually use this one to take down notes using my S Pen. So I am currently adjusting my OneNote right now, so I'm not using dark mode here. I'm using the default mode. So from here, I can actually type or rather write on my OneNote introduction to information. God, I really hate my handwriting. I have my own font, by the way. So information technology, and there you go. So you'll have to wait a few seconds, and it should sync on your Windows 10 OneNote application. So there you go. So whatever I wrote on my Galaxy Note, it will also be synced in my Windows 10 OneNote application. Surprise! You can also drag in file inside OneNote. You have two options here, attach file or insert printout. So if I'm going to use insert printout, it will copy paste the content of my document inside OneNote. So if I'm going to click on attach file, which I'll be doing right now, so it will act as a folder. So you'll have easy access on your file here. So this is ideal if your professor would probably give you additional notes, or for example, this one, a sample syllabus. This is a PDF file, a third party file format, and it's still available or still can be attached as a file inside the OneNote. So as you would see, you have text, you have scribbles, you have files inside OneNote, and it basically accepts everything. Now you can also add in additional attachment in OneNote. So let me just add a title here. So I created another page so that will be organized. So let's attach more files. You can also add pictures by copy pasting picture on OneNote. So let me just click on Control C and Control V on this one. And as you would notice, I was able to copy paste pictures here. So this is actually a single picture. It looks like a separate picture, but it's actually a single picture. And aside from copy pasting picture, you can also add pictures in your folder by clicking on pictures, and then from there you can search in for your pictures in your folders. You can also search pictures online using online pictures, and then I'm going to type your computer, and wow, those are not new computers, so but you can insert it on OneNote. And then you can also record audio and record video on OneNote. So this is ideal if you have classes, but of course, to give courtesy to your professor, you'll have to ask the right permissions first. It would be rightful kung magpapaalam muna kayo before you record the class. And then aside from adding recorded audio and recorded video rather, you can also add in external video. When I say external video, like for example, YouTube. So currently I actually have a multiple screen. Let me just type in and search a certain video, and then paste the link here. So that's a YouTube video. So as you would notice, it actually embeds the video within OneNote. So this is ideal if your professor, for example, gave you additional video tutorials on YouTube, and para hindi ka mawala or hindi mo makalimutan, you can actually copy paste the link there and you can actually play it right inside OneNote. Proceed on formatting notes inside OneNote. Aside from attaching video from external resources, you can also, of course, copy text from an external resources. So this is ideal if you are, for example, creating your assignment or doing a research. But of course, look for credible resources such as this. So since we are talking about here Philippine history, I might go to this government website. This should be credible enough, and then you could copy the text here. So I have two ways to copy. I could click on copy as text. When you click on copy as text, it will copy it as a plain text, no format, just simple plain text. But if you copy it directly, it will have the actual format, and then you'll have the link as well. So if you're going to click on that one, it will redirect you. So it's really for tracking where you copy paste um, your text. So I'm going to be using plain text here because what I want to show with you is how you would format text inside the OneNote. So it's actually basically like Word. So just highlight the things and choose the command that you want to use. Like for example, if I'm going to be changing the alignment, I'm just gonna select the whole paragraph here, and then I can choose here. So as you will notice, we have here align left, center, and align right. So basically just like your alignment in your Word application. And then you can also click on the bullets and then on numbering if you want it in bullet format. Then you can click on highlights to highlight certain parts of this document. So for example, I'm going to be highlighting the European contract here. So, and then I'm going to click on highlight, then I can do that as well in OneNote. And then formatting based on headings, you can also do that on OneNote. So for example, I'm going to be adding certain details here. So let me just skip over here. Again, this is just a sample assignment. So probably I would add here Tagalog Social Organization. And if I would want to just copy paste here, and if I would want to again be copying as text, and then if I want to put it under introduction as a subheading, I can do that by choosing heading. And then aside from inserting text, you can also insert table like how you would normally insert table on your Word application. And then luckily we have here a table on this part, and then I could actually click on class, Control V, that would again copy it as a format, and then copy copy as text will let you copy it in plain text. So I'm just going to copy some items here. Oops, tumasama yung nasa left column. But anyways, let me just copy it all here. So again, let me just right click and then copy as text. And then I'm gonna delete some items here. I'm gonna be deleting the bullets because I want my own bullets here. So I'm gonna add here a space, highlight, and then go home, and then click on bullets, and then now I have my own format. So this is idea for those who are um, CC or organized with their notes. And then you can also change the color of your notes. So you can actually change the page color. So you can actually change it from blue to green to black. And then you can also add here lines so that it will look like an actual notebook. So you can choose different rule lines here. And if you want to have a math notebook, you can put a grid here. So really, really reminiscent of your math notebook. And I'm gonna use this one because I have a huge handwriting. So there you go. That's how you would format your notes inside OneNote and how you would format your notebook by changing the color and adding lines. One great feature in OneNote is that you'll be able to search certain items on OneNote. So for example, I would type here Maharlika. So it will search in my OneNote. And as you would notice, it can actually search in text inside the picture. So yes, this is a picture. I can drag it here, and this is a picture. So it can search either an actual text or a text within a picture. And I think that's a really great feature. Now, if you want to protect your section, you can actually create a section and then add password on it. So how? Just right click on that specific section, then click password, and then add a password. So type in your password here. So let me just type in my password and confirm password. You'll have to remember that there's no way to recover your password if you forget it. So always remember your password in your password protected section. So if I'm gonna open up my OneNote again, and if I'm gonna check my section, so I'm currently opening my OneNote. Oh, it's still clearing out. Let me show it to you. So here, as you will notice, it is not showing my section unless I key in my password. So that is how you would add password protection on your sections. So what I'm gonna be showing you right now is how I actually use my OneNote and my studies in Ateneo. So I have here different sections of my different subjects in my grad school. So the first one is learning theory. Since it's a learning theory class, I have a lot of wordy contents here. So I have typewritten notes as well as the file. And then for statistics, I added my syllabus here, and then I also wrote in some notes. I jotted down some notes here. Didn't bother changing it into an actual text because I understand my own font. I have my own font. I know my handwriting is ugly, but yeah, I can use my phone to do that. And then you can also write in equations and formula, given that this is a mathematics class. This is statistics. I just hope that I transformed it into a grid. That would be perfect for math. And there was this day that I was absent, so I asked my classmate if I can take her notes, take a photo of her notes, and then put it on OneNote so it's here. So she has a good handwriting. And then on human computer interactions class, we have this kind of diagram. I added in arrow, so even drawing I'm not really good at, but at least I can do some scribbles using OneNote. But for me, the best feature of OneNote is really its capability to be shared to others, meaning you can share your notebook and collaborate with your friends, workmates, classmates, and so on. How? Let me show it to you. So for the collaboration feature of OneNote, I'll be using the same ACT1B OneNote notebook, but I've created a collaboration page so that we have a fresh page for me to showcase this certain feature. So I'm going to click on File, and then I'm gonna search for that specific ACT 1B notebook, and then if you want to share it to someone, just click on invite people, and then give it a few seconds, and then you can type in their email addresses. So for example, I'm gonna type in sample@email.com. I'm gonna be sharing this to my actual friend, but I'm not be showing his email for privacy. But let me just cut this video and then input his email. So I added my friend's email here. So as you would notice, down below, the notebook is now shared to him. So as you would notice, written there, Paul Villena. And then Paul will receive the email invitation on his iPad, and he would be able to open my OneNote notebook on his browser. So this is his iPad. He sent me a recorded video, and as you can see, he can open OneNote on his Safari on iPad. And then Paul can also open that notebook in the OneNote application on iPad. So whatever I wrote on my notebook, whatever inside my notebook is basically accessible to him once I've shared it to him. So as you can see, I can see the collaboration page that I added, and I also type in there. I can type here, and Paul can also type here. So Paul can now then type on his iPad. So whatever Paul will type here should be synced on my OneNote on my Windows 10. So it should look something like this. So as you will notice, there's actually a green bar here that says PV. That's actually Paul Villena. So it indicates who writes or who wrote certain text inside your OneNote. So this is ideal if you're creating projects or theses. So since Paul has an Apple Pencil, he can utilize that and choose different inks on his iPad and draw or write something on his OneNote application on iPad. So as you would notice, he is now scribbling or writing down something on his OneNote on iPad, and it should also sync in on my Windows 10 device. You should be able to see the scribbles or the handwriting in a few seconds. So you'll have to give it some time so that it will be synced. And again, whatever you write, whatever you put there, you can easily see all of these items in different devices as long as you have OneNote in those devices. A few more seconds now, it should be synced. Now, there you go. So that is OneNote on iPad and OneNote on Windows 10. Now we've seen OneNote as your digital notebook that you can use every day in your class. Let's look at different scenarios on where else you can use OneNote. First, you can use OneNote as a project notebook. So if you have a group project within your class, you can actually spin up a notebook or create a notebook and then create sections and tabs for it and then invite your friends. So what I did on our foundations for educations, we have a project wherein we're going to visit the school and then look at their profile. So the requirements are organized in different sections. So we have your key features of the school and then analysis and then conclusion. So the main parts are I added as a section, and then the subtopics like your mission and vision are created as a page. So my friends did the actual school visit because I'm not available, but they wrote the details here, and you would know that they wrote it because there's their name. So Hexalon and Miss Janine. So this is how I use OneNote as a project notebook. So I can also use OneNote as a travel notebook. So this is my travel buddies. We first traveled in Coron, Palawan when we were student. Akalain mo nakahanap pa kami noong time before graduation to go to Coron. And then we transformed this as our travel notebook wherein we have details such as itinerary. Then you can also see files here. We also have pre-travel budget. Something that I wasn't able to mention to you earlier is that you can also add in tags on your items. So for example, if it's a to-do list, you can click on to-do, and then you could actually check on each items. There you go. Check a few here, and then your friends can also check it since it's a shared notebook. And then aside from to do, you can also add in another tags. So click on the drop down list or this one, so you can extend and then you can see the different tags here. It can either be an idea, it can either be a questions and so on. So that's how we use OneNote. And then this is kind of cheesy, but since we're just student, we actually made it as a scrapbook. So anytime they would want to check in details about Coron Palawan, they'll just visit this notebook and look for the details, especially like for example contact numbers of our hotels in Coron Palawan. So this is just one of the example on how we can use OneNote outside of school and work. So there's really a lot of scenarios that you can use OneNote. Now we're going to be looking at the cool features that only OneNote can do, and the first one is ink to shape. So back on Paul's iPad, Paul can actually again choose the color of the ink. So he chose this one, and then he can click on that ink to shape button, and as you would notice, he would draw shape here, and then OneNote actually detects what is his intended shape. So he might not be able to draw it perfectly, but OneNote will adjust it for him. So what he did here is that he created a bunch of circles. Okay, so circles of different sizes, and then he will click on lasso select so that he can drag in the circles, and then another one. And as you would notice, I think he's planning to do Venn diagram here, but the shape isn't really there. So again, he used lasso select and then increase the size, lasso select and then increase the size, and then the last one is here. So with the proper arrangement, you can actually use this circle as a Venn diagram. And since we share the same notebook, I should be able to see that said ink or that said drawings on my notebook as well. So we're gonna take a look at ink to shift and it's there. The next awesome feature in OneNote that we're going to look at is ink to map. This is ideal for students who write down their equations and also ideal for teachers who writes down their equation and would want to convert it into an actual text. So let's look at it. So I am back on my Windows 10 device. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on draw with touch or tap in draw with touch, and then I'm going to draw my or going to write my mathematical equations here. So it's a simple 10 plus 10 x equals 30. Okay, and then I'm going to use lasso select, and then I'm going to tap on ink to math the lower right. So let me just do it one more time and then click on ink to math. With one click, you can actually see here that it detects my ugly handwriting and then transform it into an actual text file. And then I can also do with symbols, mathematical symbols, like for example, pi. I know it doesn't look like a pie to you, but if I'm going to click on lasso select, ink to map, it actually detects that I am intending to draw a pie, and then it transforms it into an actual text. There's actually a great mobile application made by Microsoft, which is called Office Lens. It allows you to scan documents using your phone, and Office Lens features are actually available in OneNote. So let's take a look on how you use OneNote to take photo of slides and on how to scan documents. So this is my OneNote on my iPhone. I'm gonna click on my camera here or tap on my camera and then take picture. So for example, I am attending a class and my teacher is there in front and there's a lot of background. And if I would click on this one, I want to focus on my slide, it will automatically detect that I want to take a picture of my slide. Okay, no need to edit or remove additional backgrounds. Aside from taking pictures of slide, I can also use the same feature. I'm gonna tap on take picture and then I'm gonna scan this receipt from the grocery. Okay, as you will notice, there's a box there and there you go. It scanned my receipt, automatically detects the shape of it, and it should be able to sync to my OneNote on my Windows 10 device. Very cool, right? One unique feature of OneNote that is simply astonishing is that it has an optical character recognition, meaning it can detect text from picture. This is not available in other Office applications such as your Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. But what does it mean to you? You can actually take pictures of your resources. For example, you need to do PowerPoint presentation from a book. You can literally transfer text from that book and then transfer it as an actual text in your OneNote and then transform it afterwards into a PowerPoint presentation. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to open my OneNote on my iPhone. I'm going to tap on OneNote and then I'm going to be searching the notebook that I'll be using. And then I'll go to the specific page, the Malolos Constitution, and then tap in Take Picture. I've already shown you how scanning would work on OneNote, so I'm going to do it on this book. This book is entitled Kasaysayan, the History of the Filipino People. And then from here, I could actually edit the frame so that I could cover all the pages that I intended to sync on my OneNote. So when I'm done, this should be able to sync on my OneNote. So that's what I'll be doing next. So I'm gonna be opening up my OneNote on my Windows 10 device. Then let me just click here. And then just a quick review. These are my notebooks. You can see my notebooks here and my sections here on the upper part. And then pages on the right side. And then something that is not familiar to everyone is that we actually have here this function. So let me just, maybe we can zoom it in. So let me just zoom it in. Okay, there you go. So we have here copy text from picture. So this is what uses the OCR, which I mentioned earlier. So I'm going to click on copy text from picture, and then I'm going to paste it as an actual text. And that's very good. Now, I am transferring on my PowerPoint presentation, and then I'm going to type in constitutions prior the Malolos constitution, and then since I've already copied text the text from the picture, I could easily copy paste it on my PowerPoint presentation and do some quick editings here. So maybe I could remove the semicolons and then just do a simple formatting here and then here and then so on. I'll also remove the or the, and then I can use the design feature on PowerPoint so that it will automatically create a slide for me. Now this is one of my favorite feature in PowerPoint. So if you have Office 365, it will automatically create a slide for you, and this is a great one because it actually creates a timeline for me. Now, what I would want to do next is probably I can use online pictures feature that I've showed to you earlier on OneNote. It's also available on PowerPoint, and then I'm going to be choosing this picture since it looks like a Spanish era. I'm going to click on insert, and it will automatically adjust my picture since it uses this designer feature on OneNote. So that's how quick it is for you to be able to create PowerPoint presentations. So I'm going to be choosing whichever is compatible or whichever is beautiful or suits my things. This one is good. I'm just going to do a little bit of editing here, and there we go. Now I am done with this specific slide. Probably I could create a title slide. So I'm going to be crediting the actual author or the actual resource of my PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to be using online pictures again, and then I'm going to be searching Malolos Constitution. And oh, we actually have here a great picture because this looks real. Well, actually, I think this is real. It's because you can actually see President Aguinaldo there. And then from here, you can choose different design that would be appropriate to your PowerPoint presentation. And that's how you would transfer text from books to OneNote and into a PowerPoint presentation. And there you have it. That's how you would shift from traditional notebook to a digital notebook. Again, this has been Jasper Jed B. Cueco, and this is Acción Alianza Letranista Skillshare. See you on the next episode. Bye-bye.